Okay, so onwards we go, and as you can see now, our man has created his this cheesemaker. He's created his item. It's Ascob Nothok. It's a blue peafowl bone legging. So he's used that peacock's blue peacock bones, I guess, for it, and it's a pair of bone leggings. So it's actually armor that he's created. And if we press enter, and we actually look at him, he's now become a legendary bone carver, I believe. You can see it there, legendary bone carver. So he withdrew from society. There's different types of moods that get. Check them on Magma Wiki. Some of them will basically make him become, if he's successful in what he's creating, he'll become a legendary, whatever it is. So now it's a legendary bone carver, which actually works out very well because of the slaughtered animals. I was going to use those bones to make bone bolts. Now I'm going to have some really good bone bolts. There's also, obviously, you can make bone crafts, etc. I haven't really got a great big industry set up. What I do want to look at is that item that he's made. Now, we haven't covered, there's artifacts. If you press L, artifacts, well, we've got two created. Obviously, we have that Nrinka Gurgash, the thing that was made earlier, which was a siltstone grate. So if we look at that, you can see the value of that is actually 28,800. And then you can look at the description. You can tell you it says siltstone grate, all craftsmanship of the highest quality. It's studded with electrium and encircled with bands of siltstone, etc., etc. It's a lovely shining object. And what else has he just created? Well, we can have a look at this. The value is actually only 87,000, so that last item is much more superior. But then again, this is bone. So this is a blue peafowl bone leggings. So it's of the highest quality. It's decorated in blue peafowl bone, encircled with bands of water buffalo bone. Oh, it's just a whole bony mess. This object menaces with spikes of water buffalo bone and skull. So he really didn't exactly go all out with those gems that he was after. It's more about the bone. So he's had 3 bits of bone in there by the looks of it. So what I want to do is dig out the bedroom. So I don't think I need to dig out a lot more bedrooms because I've got a feeling that the next wave is probably going to be quite big as well. So we need to go down a level and dig out a lot more bedrooms. So I will do that and come back in a moment because I don't think you want to see me digging it out, because all I'm going to do is pretty much mirror what I've done there. Okay, so as you can see, I've put my layout out and they're digging away. They're going to start digging that out. While the Elven Caravan also came along, which you may have seen, like I mentioned. I did actually manage to get to trade with them because the main thing is, as long as you don't try to... Ooh, a red zircon, nice. As long as you don't try to train wood with them, they're actually not too bad. You kind of want a lot more, but they're a bit picky. They don't tend to bring, but they do tend to bring some weird stuff along. So I've actually bought some exotic animals, and I'm not sure if you can make it out, but there, look at that. That's an exotic animal that you can't actually normally train. It is a giant leopard. If we have a look at it, it's a gigantic spotted predator dwarfing its small cousin. It is found in the wildland. She is gigantic and quite fat. Her hair is orange with black spots. Her skin is peachy and her eyes are green-yellow. Now I could tether that somewhere, and that would be actually pretty strong in its own. So we've not done that normally. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to do that. So let's build a. I believe it is a. It's not going to be a trap. If we press B, it is. It's not an animal trap. It is a restraint. We haven't actually covered restraint. So what we're going to do is build a restraint. And I am going to stick him pretty much at the entrance. Let's put this chain here. We'll use some rope reed fibre. Might as well actually put another one on the side there. We'll maybe rope something else there. But for now, we're just going to tether this leopard onto this leash, and he will act as a guard dog, I guess. So assign animal to chain. I think it will let us do it. You can also see. Look at this. Look at this! Look at all these stray ducklings. We've had eggs hatch. So now that we have, if you look at it here, you can see he's going to be tethered to the rope. There we go. So now he is tethered to that rope. Please answer on a postcard card because I'm not too sure whether he feeds himself there. For some reason they keep coming in. Why do they keep taking him away and tethering him back on the rope? What are they doing? That seems broken to me. They keep coming out and putting him. Okay, that appears to be quite broken. Let's assign him to this chain over here because I'm not too sure what they're doing there. But yeah, like I was saying, we've got a lot of Let's reassign him and stick him over there. There we go. No. And that doesn't seem to be working at all, does it? That that looks to me like it's bugged. But yes, we've had lots of ducks, so the eggs have hatched, and we've got lots of ducklings. We've also got another resident up here, so what have we brought in? It's been claimed by a hen, so now we're going to get lots of hens as well. So suddenly we're going to get quite a big explosion of eggs production. I'm going to have to remove this tethering because this just looks broken. I did see that there was a bug report on the giant leopard. I know we can't train it into a war giant leopard, which is a bit of a shame. For that, you need a dungeon master. Let's remove the two buildings because this is not working. I don't know why. Oh, I've got a tame two-legged rhino lizard as well in the cage down here. I don't think I can assign that to a pasture because it's a lizard. Let's leash. In fact, let's just double check he's gone back in towards that pasture. I don't believe he's going to be eating grass. I am kind of worried that this giant lizard may eat everything in there. I don't know what it feeds on. I can only imagine it feeds on small animals and maybe little ducklings. I'm not too sure what that dog's possibly doing up behind him. I think there's a stray dog there. Yeah, there's a puppy. Oh good lord, we've got a puppy. It's going to be a puppy. That could be someone's meal right there. So what we want to do now is, now we've been digging out, I've actually built a load more beds, a load more doors in preparation for the fact that I've just built this large area. So while that's digging out, we're going to get started on the metal industry shortly, or at least have a go at trying to get started on it. I'm not 100% we have everything that required, but we'll have a go and we'll go along. And you may be missing something as well if you're watching at home. You may be thinking, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing with it. Well, join the club. There's quite a few of us that don't really know how we're doing with it. It can be very hit and miss, and there's a lot to remember as we go in, so we'll have to set up a manager as well, which is what I'm also digging out this area for, because I want to set up another office and I want to create a manager. So let's go to a manager and let's see, we actually have a competent organizer. So I'm going to make this this guy who's a potter. I'm just going to have a look at what his other skills are. So if we go to social, he must be one of my newer guys. I've actually got a pretty good observer as well, so which should probably be ideal. But anyway, nevertheless, he's a competent organizer. So now this guy's going to become our manager. So what we do with a manager, immediately he says, I want things now, which is fully entitled to do. So let's build him. Let's not build him a burial receptacle yet. Although I could actually get into that because you may have lost a miner. If you have accidentally got someone killed, they will haunt you if you just leave the corpse there until you actually build a burial coffin for him. But I'm sure if you've looked in the options, there's plenty of options there. You can go down. It's pretty straightforward. Get a room, put a burial coffin in it, and that'll be it. The corpse will get set it to. You don't want pet. Well, you might want pets. Depends how much of a pet lover you are. I don't want to do that. Depends how much of a pet lover you are, but you don't really want pets going in the coffins. You can set up great big tombs, or you can set up fancy little tombs, whichever you please, really. So for now, you can see I'm rambling while I'm building. There's a lot of things that that I have not covered, and there's a lot of things in Dwarf Wiki. Basically, I've got to the point where I'll kind of just play now, and we'll go through. If anyone wants anything, like I said, please feel free to ask. We'll go through, and I'll try and mention things as I think them up, and as I get to them. It actually kind of works because while I'm at work all the day, I think, I'm working hard, obviously. Sadly, I can't access Magma Wiki at work, which is really annoying because it's actually down as a game for some reason. They must have something in there that signifies that it's a gaming website, which is kind of annoying for me, but not to worry, that's my problem, not yours. As we build these remaining doors, so we're going to need a bunch more doors building. We also want the table as well, because remember it's going to be his office, so we want to put a table in the top corner and a chair to go with it. We want a chest to go in there as well. So this is just basically setting up our office for our manager. So what the manager's going to do he can, you can, instead of going around all of the workshops, which we have been doing, you can go to the job list, which I'll show you in a second as soon as I plant these, and basically just select what you want. It's pretty straightforward, and really once I show it you, you'll be annoyed at me for not showing it you earlier, because it does speed it doesn't speed things up. It's actually technically slower than going around. So if you have a really good micromanagement, you'll be much quicker than the manager will be. But it works out quite well. It makes things simpler, especially when we get to the metal industry, which is kind of why I want him in that place, as everybody comes rushing down and starts placing all the doors, etc. So that's a whole lot more of that stone as well that I've got there. So once this is all in place, you can see the doors being put on there. I'm just waiting for this office to be completed up here. This is what I'm waiting for, to give my manager his relevant sleeping quarters and working space. There we go, there's his bed placed. Okay, so we want to assign the bedroom just like before. We want to assign it. It is to manager, which is there, Shem Kikrostakman. So there he is. He's now got that. Let's assign him the study, and it is the manager. And we also probably want to assign a dining room for him as well. So we'll be happy with these. Again, go down, give it the manager. There we go. So Shem's probably happy now. So we press N, go into our noble screen. You can see it's now white. If we press Enter on him, you can see he's now happy. He's got a meager office, some meager quarters, dining room, and 2 chests, because he's obviously got his other bedroom elsewhere, which we may want to get rid of. So the manager is now set up. So what we want to do is we want to use him to basically assign our jobs. So instead of me going up to here and saying we need a load more doors, and pressing AD, 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 AD lots and lots of times, we'll go to our jobs menu. You can see these are the jobs listed. If you've been looking in here, I don't tend to look in it that often. Things happen. Try and keep things efficient. You can see there's all the idlers. They're saying they've got no jobs. Now on the bottom here, the eagle-eyed will have spotted there is manager. So we've got view job, view various things to zoom to, etc. But we want to go to M, manager. So now you can see it's blank. The manager's got nothing to do at the moment. And actually, while we're thinking about it, the first thing you want to do when you've created your manager is you want to go into your dwarf therapist and remove any carrying duties that you may have for him. For us, the guy's called Ral, I believe. Is it? No, that Ral's our warrior man. What was he called? It was Ram something, wasn't it? Or good lord, what have we named him? Let's go to our noble screen. It is Shem Kirkestam. So let's find Shem Kirkestam. And what I want to do is remove basically all this carrying, anything basically that he's doing. So I don't want him. I want him purposely going around. He's actually a potterer. Well, we don't care about that. He's not going to be carrying anything, because to distribute these orders, he has to actually go to that workshop and go, right, you do this, etc. So that's what I want him to do as I commit the pending changes. So we go to the jobs menu, go to manager, and now we can assign new orders. So we can go new orders, remove, increase priority, and max priority. So press Q, and instead of going up and creating those doors, all you do now is you can select it from this menu here, or just type it. So what do we want? We want rock, space, door. There we go, simple as that. How many do you want? We want 30 of them. There we go, that's it. And now he's going to go and validate that. So he'll go to this workshop, and he'll go, there you go, we want 30 doors doing, get working on it. And well, maybe if we can spot him as well coming in, I don't know whether we'll see him be able to walk in there. But that's it. And you'll be annoyed now, because you'll be thinking, why didn't you do that before? And I can kind of see what you say. So we want a wooden bin. We don't want a cabinet. We want a bin, and we probably want 30 more bins. We want beds. We want a bunch of beds. Let's get 30 beds out. And it's that easy now. You can just basically produce. So say we want to brew some drinks. We want 5 drinks, and you can just build up your order, and eventually, you know, it'll just go tell him, he'll distribute the orders, and it's that simple. And like I said, once you've got that in place, you can do it earlier. If you really want to. It's actually kind of quicker to go around and zip around, do it yourself, if you can micromanage as well. And basically the pattern, which is kind of why I've set it up as I have, you can see it's straightforward. Workshops will always be around the edge here, so it's just go down what levels you want. I tend to do the same type of things, the same type of building layout, so I kind of know where everything is, but you might not be doing quite the same. So there you go. So that is the manager. This is the one noble that I skirted over earlier on, and now we have him fully set up. I'm going to actually gather some more plants out here. We don't really need to, but I'm just thinking of clearing an area, and I may be moving my grazing animals over here. I may do it like an underground tunnel and set up a separate walled off area for the grazing animals, I think, because you can see it's actually getting, if we have a look at it up the top here, it's actually become silt. They've eaten all the grass, and it's becoming very sparse. There's actually 4, 5 things stacked up on that one bit of drop seeded grass, so they're starting to eat it quite a bit too severely. So you kind of want to keep on top of the animals that do eat a lot, and like I guess just again consult your dwarf wiki. There is animals in there that was basically like the alpacas are actually, they don't eat that much, so they're kind of good for milking. It's the same with the goats, but the cows eat a lot, so they're not great for milking, and there's a few problems with the eating as well. There's some things just can't eat quick enough. They will simply die because they can't eat quicker than it rots them away, or however they consume it, etc. So that's various problems. There's a few problems. Hey, the game is still technically an alpha, I think it is. So, but it's been alpha for as long as I've known it, and that's just the way it is. So, what do we want to do next? Well, we want to get that metal industry up and running. So perhaps I shall keep the metal industry for a separate tutorial, so that way I can just keep it separated. I don't know, what do you think, guys? I'll try and keep it maybe separated. So let's just do the beds, and let's complete this area. So our order's probably gone through by now while we've been looking around talking. Let's place a couple more of those beds. We don't need this area so big. We've still actually got enough places. All I really wanted was that singular manager's space. I've not actually assigned any of these bedrooms yet. We've got absolutely no need to, because we've only got 43 residents, and in actual fact this is actually probably added to the value of the place. It's actually gone down the value, because no, it has gone slightly up. I think it was 140,000, it's 170,000 now. I've traded away. You can see what I've imported as well as exported. So I've imported 50,000 and I've actually exported 18,000. That's some pretty good trading, if you ask me. I'm not too sure how that kind of works out. I've got 40 animals. I've still got a mace dwarf, elite wrestler, and again you can go around, look at whatever you've got, check your kitchen, check your stocks. It's funny that it doesn't list the meals under kitchen. It's under stocks instead, which is those fancy meals that I made earlier on. They are under prepared meals. There you go, 200 prepared meals. One thing I don't think I said, or don't think I showed you, was the bookkeeper setting. You can see that you got this settings key here. I don't think I actually did this, did I? I've set my bookkeeper up, but you press S for settings, and at the moment it's on lowest precision. You want to put it on the highest precision, so he'll be going around counting everything. And I'm also going to remove any issues this guy has. So it's Udil, Ujima Flip, and I also want to remove any carrying that this guy does, because I want him telling me exactly what I have. He's actually a masonry. I don't want him to be doing that. He's I'm pretty sure he's my bookkeeper. Udil, where are you, Udil? At least I think he is. I could just be making someone the ultimate slacker here. I don't know. I can't see any other Udils in my. Is him dressing wounds? Yes, that's him. So we'll remove the options. You can't see what I'm doing, so this is just a bit shit. This bit, sorry guys. I'm just removing any obligations that this guy has, because I want him keeping my stocks up to date and telling me exactly what I've got. If we go back to jobs, so it's J and M, the manager, you can see he's now validated them, and you can see it tells you that there's been 8 doors obviously created already, and the other things have not been started yet, but all those orders have been validated. So if you actually go to them, you can see there's my 2 stonemasons working away. They're doing their thing. No carpenters turned up yet because I think they're outside chopping wood. I did set them to chop away at this large area. Yeah, they're out there chopping away. Like Goodens, there he is. He's coming running back right now. So I could do with actually setting up some security, I guess. As you notice, this river that they all go through. I also want to set up, I'm thinking maybe a moat around here, around the edge, so really completely separating ourselves. What is this thing running around? Why is this just run to the outside? Is that a foal? It's a stray baby alpaca. For some reason has decided it's going to eat outside my pasture. There it is. It's just been born. That's why. I think it must have just been born, and now a dwarf's going to have to go pull him back in. Get your ass back in my inside. So that's it. I think we'll save it there and call it a day perhaps, and maybe begin the metal industry. No, I think I'll begin the metal industry now, so we'll move that on to the next one. Actually, as soon as I see it, I did mention about the sparring. You see the little blue S in the corner here? If you go to R, you can see they're actually sparring now. And you can see it tells you what they're doing. They're colliding, he's knocked over, it's collided with the maze dwarf, he's missed, etc. And you can zoom to it and you go, oh, there they are. They're sparring away quite happily in the bottom left-hand corner. They're having a sparring session. They'll make plenty of sounds, which you can probably hear as well now, so that'll actually spam you. If you've got a load of them, it'll keep doing it. One thing I didn't do is actually create weapon blocks either, so we want weapon racks. So we'll have 10 weapon racks, and we'll get them placed in there so the weapons can be placed. So what the point of that is, in fact, you can actually see that someone's dumped their individual clothing in here, by the looks of it. Yeah, there's a few leather shoes and socks, etc. Also, we haven't covered the actual armour that they're wearing. If you look at the individuals, this tells you his skills, what he's got at the moment, because he's any skills that are available. We want to look at his inventory, I believe, and we can see that he's actually wearing leather, wool. He's actually picked up a few bronze bits, because I did buy some bronze, if you recall, from the original trader, and I've also bought some chestnut armour, so he's wearing chestnut low boots. He's basically picked up anything. And he's got this iron right gauntlet, iron left gauntlet. So he's actually got a little bit of armour there, tiniest little bit. Remember that obviously all this is just bought off the trader. So if it's available, they will go and get it. They are soldiers, and basically because we've set them to metal, at the moment they're kind of getting what they have available. So you can see he's actually got himself in bronze, bismuth bronze gauntlets on, which I've bought from a trader. Bismuth bronze mail shirt, so he's got a little bit of armour, but it's not great. They've got a steel helmet, so he's actually not that bad, but like I say, as it's available, so if you start building it, as soon as you create, say, a chest piece, and there's 10 dwarves that need that chest piece, they'll come and get that chest piece straight away. Boom! They'll pick it up, thank you very much, and away they go. So it's kind of hard to keep on track of, but as long as you know, you say, okay, I've got 10 dwarfs, then therefore I'm going to build 10 armor pieces, 10 leg pieces, 10 gloves, 10 helmets, and as long as you know in your head what you've built, you generally be on top of it. And then if you're really unsure, you can just check out and go around the inventories of the dwarves. But that's pretty much it, and that's what we want to do. We want to supply these dwarves with weapons and armour. That's what we're after next, because we're going to have to step up our defensive forces, I feel, and we're going to start digging down in towards the caverns. That's the next job, but right now I think we'll call it a night. Good night, guys.